Hi guys, ZooCrazyG here with very simply just an update video to let you guys know what's been going on and what's going to be happening with the channel, because there's a lot I need to talk about, or well, mainly a few big things that I need to talk about what's going to be changing on the channel. First off, I just want to let you guys know the reason. You may have noticed my upload schedule was a bit patchy for the past couple months. Long story short, life hasn't been great for me recently, and I think of the past few months, I'd say, and it's all kind of amalgamated over the past couple weeks, especially, and it's all kind of it's been rough. And I know it's, especially this year of all years, it's not been a good year for most people, and it's tough. It really is tough. And I think in my personal case, I didn't deal with it that well, and it led to a lot more stress and anxiety in my life than I'm used to. I don't like talking about this kind of stuff normally on YouTube. I don't particularly think it's the place for it, but I just feel like, just so you guys know, I wasn't in the best of places, and so it did affect my work and my YouTube. But I'm now taking the steps to make things better for myself. I'm already talking about it to certain people, and opening up about it is making me feel better, and it's putting me on the right track. And I'm just making some changes in life just to set me on the right course, as to say. Now on to the main thing I need to discuss, and this is a very difficult thing to talk about. And I deliberated for a while how I was going to say this, and I thought I'd just be blunt and honest. I've been doing Crash Bandicoot centered content for since about just under 2 years, I'd say. And I've loved every second of it, because I love Crash Bandicoot. I adore this series, and it's a fantastic... it's one of my favourite game series as a whole, and I've really enjoyed making content, not only for CTR and Crash 4, but just for other Crash games, like especially the Crashathon. That was so much fun. And I've adored it, and a part of that why I've enjoyed it is because of you guys. It's been so wonderful. You guys have been brilliant. You've been so supportive and so nice with all your comments, and just how thrilled you are to watch the videos. And when I say it means more than you can imagine, I genuinely mean that. And you guys are the reason I keep doing this, and I keep sticking at YouTube. Now, the hard thing now to say is that it's gotten to a point now where Crash Bandicoot content, it's become very creatively stifling and very creatively unfulfilling for me. And I don't like saying that. I really don't. And that, it's, it annoys me. It annoys me that I'm feeling this way. And I think the thing is, one thing I've said this kind of before, but to kind of reinstate it, when I started YouTube, I always wanted to go into it doing videos like Scott the Woz, or Kid Icarus, or Brutal Moose, or The Completionist, Ant Dude, Nacho Rad, or similar videos in the vein to those guys. That's the kind of stuff I wanted to do. And being, a new YouTuber, it didn't go very well, because my videos were shit and I wasn't that experienced. If you go back to some of my very earliest stuff, it's tragic, utterly shit. But then when I started making Crash Bandicoot content, when I started talking about Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fuel, before that released, people started watching it. And it got more views than I ever thought any of my videos would, and so I kept at it. Even though they weren't the kind of videos that I initially tended to be doing, the fact that you guys were enjoying it made me excited to make them, and, I really enjoyed that. The thing is, I never wanted nor intended my channel to be focused around a singular game franchise, because it works you into such a creative bottleneck, I think. And part of the reason I do YouTube is because it's an escapism for me. I love to just use it as an outlet to be able to be creative and do all sorts of shit. And I always wanted to talk about just... I never wanted to be restricted to just one franchise. I always wanted to talk about just gaming in general and my love for gaming and 3D platformers and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, because I was always scared to go back to that kind of content, because I was worried that you guys wouldn't enjoy it, and I didn't want to let you guys down, because I feel like the reason you subscribe is for the Crash Bandicoot stuff. And I think a big part of the realization that I wanted to get back into doing these videos was when I did the Crashathon, because that was a way for me to kind of please both myself and you guys. Because I remember when I started doing that, I hadn't made a video in that style, like the very heavily scripted, jokey, kind of review-esque, I guess you could say, but they weren't really reviews. It was just it was a heavily scripted, dumb, highly edited, jokey video, just taking the piss out of the game and shooting the shit, really. That was... And I really enjoyed that, especially with the first few. And recently, with Crash 4, you know, the problem is, it's not that kind of game where you can just make... Well, Crash Bandicoot is a series. It's just not a series where you can create a huge amalgamation of content out of, because it's just not that kind of game series. It just isn't. You can't... It's mainly a single-player based game. It's not like something like with CTR, you could kind of do that, because it was a multiplayer arcade-based game with constant updates. You could make some more frequent content out of that. With Crash Bandicoot as the main platforming series, you just can't. And I don't want to try to. Because the thing is, while I do adore this series, it's gone to a point now where I've just feel like I've done all I can with it, and it's become not fun for me anymore to make these videos. And the reason why I really feel bad in saying that is because I feel like I'm letting you guys down. And I feel like I'm doing a big disservice to you by saying that I feel like I need to stop doing these kind of videos, because I get the feeling that this is what you guys subscribe for and watch my videos for, and it's difficult, you know. I don't want to upset my subscribers, because you guys mean the world to me. You guys are so awesome. You're legends. You guys are so good. I love every single one of you. You're amazing. So essentially what is going to be happening is that for a little bit more, I'm going to carry up the Crash Bandicoot stuff for just a little bit more. I have a few more videos I want to get out for Crash Bandicoot before I feel like I can wrap it up. And that doesn't mean I'm essentially going to be ditching Crash altogether. I will still occasionally revisit the series, just not to the same extent that I have been doing now, like where I've just solely covered this one series. But I have a few more videos I want to do. Like, I promised I'd do like a worst videos in Crash 4. I'll still do that, because I promised I would, so I'll still do that. I want to talk about some ideas I have for the next Crash game, possibly. I want to talk about the future of the franchise. And maybe to cap it all off, I'd love to maybe like rank every game in the series. I think that would be cool. And I'd be open to do more stuff with the other Crash YouTubers. They're lovely people, and it was so much fun doing collabs with them before. You know, I'd be way down to do that again, because they're lovely guys. They're awesome. They really are. What's gonna essentially happen is that once the Crash content stops, as such, the channel is going to get I'm working with a graphic designer currently to give the channel a nice, fresh visual revamp, and I'm going to be going into a much more different style of content. It's going to be the same style as my very heavily scripted, jokey videos like the Crashathon was, but just in more general gaming topics. Like, I want to talk about stuff like, I want to talk about the PS4, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. I want to talk about all the games I played in 2020. I have so many creative ideas that I want to share, but the problem is I feel trapped in this sort of just tight thing where I feel like I can only make Crash videos, and I don't want to be trapped like that. I want to be able to make videos on anything I want to, and it's just been that fear that people won't watch it, or they will just be like, oh, I only want the Crash stuff. But the thing is, I think for my own sake, and just like, because the thing is, if I just keep sticking to Crash stuff and solely Crash stuff, I won't be as passionate about it. Even though I love this series, I feel like if I stick too much to this series, the passion for it's going to die. And I don't want that to happen. And the problem is, when I'm not passionate in the videos aren't going to be good. If I'm not passionate about what I'm creating, and I don't enjoy what I'm creating, that's going to reflect the videos, and the videos are going to be shit. Whereas I feel like when you're passionate about something and you really want to do it, that the video reflects that. And, you know, I'd rather produce good quality content that I enjoy making rather than a shit video that I have no interest in making. It's, you know, it seems like a no-brainer to me. And again, the hard part for me is that I feel like I'm really letting you guys down in this, and I don't want to feel like I'm letting you guys down, but I understand if you guys are upset or disappointed by this change, but I feel like this is the best thing, I think, for the channel going forward. I don't want to... I think it will just give me such a more open, creative avenue to work with, and I'll produce much better content because of it. I will always be part of the Crash community. I will never forget the love and the warm welcome you guys have given me these past couple of years. It's been amazing. I've loved interacting with every single one of you. It's been a joy. I'll always discuss Crash when I can, when I feel it's appropriate on the channel, you know. I'll always want to talk about Crash Bandicoot when I can, because it's still my favourite game series. It's just that I can't base a channel solely around that, because I feel that's just very creatively restrictive. But yeah, that's that really. So yeah, the channel is going to be changing the kind of content I'm going to be doing, and I do hope you guys enjoy it. I know it's going to be a very difficult thing to sort of adapt to and a difficult change of place. I understand there's probably going to be a lot of people who don't want to watch it, which, you know, I completely understand. You know, you come here to subscribe for one particular thing, and it's just a very unfortunate conflict of interest. It's a shame, really, but, you know, I hope people stick around, because I want to talk more about other 3D platforms. I know there have been people who've asked me to cover other 3D platforms and other games, so, you know, I really want to take this opportunity to do that and explore these other games. You know, there's so many games I want to talk about, especially 3D platforms. I love that genre of game. My favourite genre, I'd probably say, and it's... Yeah, you know, I even talking about all these ideas now, I'm getting excited. I'm getting creatively fueled by it. But yeah, as hard as it is for me to say, long story short, I think the Crash content has to come to an end soon. I will be doing a few more videos on it, but then it's going to come to a wrap-up eventually. I will still cover Crash in some way with this new format that I'm going into, but... it's just not going to be the focus anymore. And, you know, it's unfortunate to say that, but I feel that's what's best. Once again, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and for all the support you guys show. You really are a lovely bunch of people. You honestly are so awesome. Thank you all so much for the support and the love you guys show on this channel. It really means more than you can imagine. You're a bunch of legends. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks all for watching. Take care.